Alright, so this is the sketch I started with. Don't judge me on it, many of you might already seen this one since I posted it about a month ago. Now I didn't include the entire process of making every single character simply because it would have made the video way too long. And let's be real, most of you probably wouldn't sit through the full making of anyway. So I decided not to include those parts. Normally I begin with a solid color layer. It gives my mind a kickstart and lets me work for hours without a break. From there, I started building the background. For the environment, I used a stock image of dunes. With some color balance adjustments and hue tweaks, I made them look a lot cooler, setting the mood I wanted. Next up, Lex Luthor. I placed his PNG on the left side, keeping him in the shadows, which fits the story. I always try to connect my posters to the trailers and show a bit of the narrative through the visuals. After cleaning up the rough edges, trust me, this alone makes a world of difference. I refined the fur on Lex's coat by adding some extra details to match the existing texture. That way he feels just as high quality as Superman, who was built from HD stocks with a lot more time invested. Then came Superman. I dropped in the model I created, which helped me set up the surrounding light. The best part here is placing a strong light source behind him. It symbolizes hope, with rays hitting Superman directly while only faintly touching Lex. That contrast sets the tone for the whole composition. For the sky, I used another stock image and layered it beneath the stars to bring out the depth and atmosphere. Now blending Lex in detail. First, I adjusted his values using a hue saturation layer, then painted some ambient light behind him. To mimic subsurface scattering, the effect when skin catches light, I tweaked the hues to add a subtle blood red tone, just like in real life. After that, I toned down the highlights using curves, especially on the front of his face, where the light wouldn't hit in this scene. Instead of just darkening the opposite side, I painted it with the dark cyan tone, the opposite of hope, which gave it a more cinematic look. To clean up patches and bumps, I temporarily converted the image to black and white, making it easier to see problem areas. To make Lex stare more intense, I added lens details to his eyes, matched them carefully, and finally gave the whole figure rim lights that reflect the colors of the background. That last touch really helped him pop from the scene. Then I went back to painting shadows. I also used RGB curves because I like shadows to have subtle colors and mood. Plain black just makes things look flat and lifeless. And that's basically the process I use to blend images. Sometimes it takes a ton of adjustment layers, sometimes just a few. Once I had Lex and Superman set, I started adding the other characters one by one, using the same steps to blend them in and balance the values. So yeah, that's the before and after. Actually, I ended up expanding the composition later, adding more characters and further developing the story. In the next video, I'll break down how I create the character models themselves, taking pieces from different images and designing them into something unique. For now, let me know what you think in the comments and feel free to ask any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer. Until then, keep learning, keep creating.